All right, welcome back to Drew Pearson Live, and joining me now is our entertainment guru. I labeled him that. You didn't call himself that. I gave him that title. But he is an entertainment guru because he's all over the country getting great interviews. And we said he's going to talk about that movie, Taken 3. But before we get into that, you're also involved in talking about a movie, Sniper.
American Sniper,
American Sniper. Man, this is getting a lot of publicity, promotion around the country. Tell us about that movie, Paul.
Absolutely. It's a huge movie right now. It's, in fact, the #1 movie in the country.
Wow.
In fact, it broke the January record of 89 million over the weekend.
Wow.
And it's the story of Chris Kyle, who unfortunately has passed away. And he's played by Bradley Cooper, who's arguably the #1 star in America right now.
Right.
So he came to town very quickly at Cinemark Plano, zoomed in and out, talked to a couple people, shook some hands, took some photos, and he was out the door because he's on Broadway right now for The Elephant Man.
Wow. So, and he had to really beef up to play that role.
Absolutely, yeah. He had to pack on a bunch of muscle, and he brought some great people with him. He had Taya Kyle, who was Chris Kyle's widow, and Jacob Schick, who was also in the film, who is one of the vets. And then, of course, we had your good friend, Jamin Novacek, on the red carpet.
Oh, neat, neat. And I understand it's more of a movie about what happens with families of soldiers that go overseas to protect our country and fighting war, and in that type of situation. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. It's an incredibly touching story, and Clint Eastwood does a fantastic job directing. And, of course, Bradley Cooper did so well with this one. He got an Academy Award nomination. But, yeah, it's a intense, true story, and I'd recommend you go and see it.
Yeah, I will. I will. I haven't been to the movies since Jerry Maguire, but I think I'll attend this one. But, you know, we could talk about that great movie forever, but we introed you with interviews you did for the movie Taken 3. Tell us about that.
That's right. Well, you know, it's one more installment, supposedly the final installment, which we'll find out in this next clip. However, Liam Neeson and Forrest Whitaker together, just two fantastic actors. And I got to go to New York City to interview them. And so I sat down with them. And I tell you what, if you go to New York anytime soon, you got to stay at this hotel I stayed at. It's called the Iroquois Hotel.
Okay.
James Dean lived there for a few years in the 1950s. Really, really cool place. And of course, you're 2 streets away from Times Square, so you could go and see Taken 3, which is the #1 movie internationally right now. And we also got to talk to the beautiful Famke Johnson and Maggie Grace. So
what do we got? We got some interviews with them?
Absolutely. So we're gonna check in with the cast, and we're gonna see if this is really the last installment.
All right, let's check it out.
21, he joins the Army. At 23, he joins the Special Forces. He's a trained sniper.
Well, congratulations on this one. This was so much fun to watch. So many things blowing up, so much going on. It had to be a lot of fun to make, right?
You have to keep a lightness of touch. I mean, I put that down to Olivier Megaton, our director, who directed the second one too. He's such an accomplished director on so many levels. He thinks through a camera. Do you know what I mean? He's and because a genre like this, you can get very easily bogged down in the seriousness of it and the intensity of it. But it's important to keep a lightness of touch, you know.
And I keep seeing on the poster, it ends here. So is this the last one, or could there be more?
It's funny, everyone asks that. I feel it's the end. I think the writer, and Luc Besson, our producer, co-writer, thinks it's the end too. But listen, if audiences want to see more of these characters, especially Forrest, which I think could be very, very interestingly developed, you know, for a fourth one.
Well, if something happens again to your daughter, does it go down to bad parenting or
definitely.
bad career?
Oh, that's over. Yeah.
The grandchild.
Yeah.
That's true. It could happen many years from now with the grandchildren.
I think it could be a great granddad, actually. Yeah. Obsessive granddad.
Right.
I'll babysit.
Now, we always ask people their Hail Mary moments, the moments in their career where they just had to go for it and it worked out for them. What do you suppose that was for each of you?
If you want to go way back to Ireland, you know.
Sure.
It was like signing my name on an equity contract to become a professional actor in the Lyric Theatre in 1975. That was like, I'll never forget that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and it actually hasn't got better than that. That was exhilarating.
Not bad for you.
I think, you know, when I
I was cast as Bird when Clint Eastwood like trusted me with that part.
Yeah.
I was like shifted things completely. Everything shifted after that.
Well, what do you think you'll always remember about making this film? Is there a certain day, scene, or time that stands out to you?
You know, it was so well prepared. Yet Olivier was always, I mean, there were some sequences that he wanted maybe 9 days to shoot, but we actually got 5. And he kept that hidden from us. It was only afterwards I'd find out that he was against it, the gun, you know. But he was always, kept it always safe, and this lightness of touch. And it was only afterwards I could see the stress he was under, you know.
He's a very
That
physical
I take
director,
away.
too.
Yeah, he's a terrific director.
He's like so good with the technical sides of it. He operates all the time too. And there's like a lot of different things that he brought to the.
Yeah, and it's great to have the director there. I mean, so many times in these films the director's away in Video Village, you know. But because Olivier's operating, he's there with his actors all the time, which is very reassuring.
I don't think he ever doesn't have the camera on.
No, I know.
He's always got the camera on his shoulder.
Yeah.
This is gonna end bad for you.
Don't be such a pessimist.
Is this really the end? Does it end here?
Do you not believe us when we write in large red letters?
Nobody believes anything anymore.
That's true.
How terrible. Everyone's so skeptical.
Have we
I
broken
think it ends
trust
here.
with you, Paul?
Now, we always ask people their Hail Mary moments, the moment in their career where they just had to go for it and it works out for them. What do you suppose that was for each of you?
Mine was the Bond movie in GoldenEye playing Xenia Onatopp. It was just one of those moments where it was very much in the beginning of my career. I had no idea if I could pull this off, you know, this Russian assassin, whatever. Of course, all the stigmas that came with being a Bond girl and all of the things that I knew I would have to deal with after the fact. But it was such a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I just went for it.
Yeah, that's great.
That's great. For me, it was a year ago, opening on Broadway for the first time, and it was just, you know, such a learning curve. And the best I could hope for was that I could learn so much really fast and like fill this huge theater and learn this whole other, you know, coming at my craft from such a different way.
If you go down this road, the LAPD, the FBI, the CIA.
You truly are the entertainment guru to get the score of those interviews, man. It looked like you had a fun time doing it, too.
Oh, it's always a great time. And, you know, now we have the #1 movie nationally and the
Yeah.
#1 movie internationally. So I just hope to bring you more great stuff throughout the season.
Well, we can't wait. Stay right here because up next we have Denise Cullors and Richard Baker from Living for Zachary to tell us all about the big event they have coming up. And it's all right here as Drew Pearson Live continues.